Today I just want to talk. Can we do that? Can we just kind of slow things down, get a little personal, get a little intimate? Hey guys, welcome back to the Bond Report. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, and you should be, but if you've been following me on Instagram, you'll know that recently I've been traveling to Nashville. We actually celebrated a trifecta birthday between myself, my mother, and my daughter. Got to partake in several delicious meals, got to go to the Omega store in Nashville, which was beautiful. Oh yeah, and I kind of got to see, this guy live downtown at the Bridgestone Arena. Now, I've been a big fan of his all the way since back in 2005 when I first heard his track, Feeling Good. And I was immediately hooked with his album, It's Time. And I've been a fan ever since. This album he's put out recently, he's got a couple of hits that are his very own. But being a fan does not mean he's a good contender for being a James Bond title song artist. But I will say, Michael Bublé went on record and he even said that John Williams was an inspiration for the opening of his track, Cry Me a River. It was clear to see that some people speculated that it was a rejected Bond song, given its very 007-esque kind of vibe. And after seeing it live, I can definitely tell you it has that power that we get from a lot of Bond songs. So looking to the future, there are a ton of artists out there that could easily lend their pipes to step into the role of being that artist. And there is a long list of artists that have submitted tracks over the years that never got chosen. One major thing that Michael Bublé has going for him is that he has a timeless sound. Even some of his newer songs like Higher or I'll Never Not Love You kind of fall into that same category. Which brings me to a valid point about Bond 26 being a period piece film. There's a lot of buzz about taking the entire franchise back to like a 50s, 60s kind of era. And even Barbara said this. They're looking to reinvent the character and the franchise. So with that being said, taking it back and reinventing it to what it once was is a great tactic. And after No Time to Die having such a mixed reaction amongst fans, we're already gonna have a new James Bond, and most likely a supporting cast as well. So an all new style with a very period kind of feel to it really makes a lot of sense when you're talking about choosing a title song artist. But let's step back for just a second. I promise I'll make this quick. If we follow the Craig era of song artists, we can start to see a trend. Casino Royale was actually in the same boat. They wanted something very different from what Madonna had done for Die Another Day. They brought in rock and roll icon Chris Cornell to actually kind of give it a little bit more edge and attitude. It didn't even have the name of the movie in the song. For Quantum of Solace, they actually tried to do the same thing again, but they paired two different artists who were really on the rise at the time with Jack White and Alicia Keys. Unfortunately, lightning didn't strike twice with that one, and that song really was not the strongest song in the franchise. Skyfall. We got Adele. I don't need to say anything more. This song is like top 3 in most everybody's list. It's an incredible track. She won Grammys for it. Moving on. Spectre. Now this one was a little weird. We ended up with Sam Smith's the song Writing on the Wall, and I actually did a review on that song in my reaction series, which I'll leave a link for that at the end of this video. But with that track, we were supposed to get Radiohead. Radiohead actually gave us a song called Spectre that they released after the fact. Everybody thought for the longest time that Radiohead was a shoo-in for their song. But we got Sam Smith's Writing on the Wall, and I'll circle back to that in just a second. Finally, No Time to Die. They dropped a bomb on us. They gave us the youngest artist in history to ever perform a title song for a 007 movie. And in my opinion, Billie Eilish did a fantastic job at this. And she gave us something completely different, including being paired with Hans Zimmer and Johnny Marr. So with all 5 of those songs, we see a trend from the producers. And I promise I'm wrapping this up right now, so stay with me. They're always looking for an artist that is on the rise and current in the moment. I'm using the Craig era as an example, but really this has been going on since the boom of Goldfinger. And this is why so many good artists over the years who have submitted good songs just haven't been chosen. They weren't up and coming. That brings me back to Radiohead. Radiohead is a huge band, don't get me wrong, they have a strong following. But at the time, they were not nearly as mainstream as Sam Smith was, and I think that was the tipping point for the producers in choosing him over them. So if you think about it, if we're roughly 22 months away from them starting to, cast or choose an artist or start filming or whatever it is they're gonna do. But if we're 22 months away, that's actually a good thing in a way because they've made an announcement of the timeline. Michael Bublé is really kind of lined up perfectly for this because he's just dropped an album and is on tour this year. Most artists who are continuing on with their career you get about a 2 to 3 year cycle before they drop another album. If you're on a trend and you're going strong, and I will tell you, this album he's got with Higher, it's incredible. And he's really on the rise with this. To be able to follow up in about 2 years from now with a hit single and still be relevant. So he has positioned himself perfect to step in to the limelight and take the throne to have the next Bond title song be his. So with that, I've got this beautiful, beautiful hard-bound pressed program from his world tour. And it's funny, he joked about this on stage. He said, this is not the get rich tour, this is a career tour. His manager told him that. So I did get his autograph on this. Super happy to have had this. And I'm gonna switch over to the tabletop and go over some of the things in here. But guys, I tell you what, not only is there, you know, a big kind of thank you, and he kind of talks about how he's so happy that all of us have been able to kind of make it through the pandemic and really kind of come back to a point to where we can all get together and start living our lives again and doing things like going to live concerts and having a good time and dancing. But, you know, again, a lot of great pictures in here, and I'm going to show some of these right now. Beautiful picture here. It says, you know that I'll wait for you forever and a day, which I thought was hilarious because Forever and a Day is the current James Bond novel by Horowitz that I'm reading. So a little irony there. But again, a lot of cool pictures in here. And that's really mainly what this book is. It does give a song catalog for the album Higher. So we see all the different song titles there, as well as the final image from the cover that you can also see that I'm wearing on the shirt. Let's see here. Some more pictures of him, like on stage. These are very high gloss photos. Part of me almost wants to like take this book apart because some of these photos are they're so nice. It's such good quality paper. You could easily frame so many of these. And it switches from gloss to almost like a matte. Here's a couple cool like matte pictures of him. And then I thought this was cool. This was very unique. I've never seen anything like this in a program of any kind, really. But he actually gave you 4 postcards that you can tear out. They're perforated. They've got edges and everything. And you could send these if you wanted to. I will not be doing that, of course, and as I'm sure most people will not, but then it even gives you this cool, like, it says, iconic Michael Bublé look, and it kind of goes around and shows some different photos of him, but then it actually gives you a swatch of fabric that he basically, it says, exclusively yours, a piece of Michael Bublé fashion history. So a really kind of cool piece there. That really adds to just what this book is. You can see him, he is all over TikTok and like Instagram and everything. They even give like his social media QR code here, so if you wanted to scan that. And it actually shows his full discography here, showing all of his albums. Now he does have 10 studio albums, but then they show a couple more of his live albums here as well. And that pretty much rounds it out. At this point, it's just, you know, his tour, all the cities, his band gives credit to all of them. And then I actually have some of my confetti, and I don't want to talk about that because I don't want to ruin the live experience for you guys. Make sure you go see him. But that is the program. And I tell you what, guys, this was a great time for me and my family. My mother turned 84. My daughter was 21. I was 43 this year. We all decided to go out and spend this money together as a family and do this together. This is something that I'll never forget. Does that sway my opinion for Michael Bublé to step in and be the next artist for a James Bond song? Maybe a little bit. Maybe I'm a little biased. And I'm okay with that. Because there's 100 other artists out there that could easily step up and do the job just as well. I've got some top choices. I know I've heard throughout the community that a lot of people would love to see Dua Lipa. I would love to see Adele come back, or even Lana Del Rey. I feel like she's due for something. Even though she's gone a little more folky in recent years, I feel like she would still be a strong option. But you tell me, guys. We've sat here today and we've kind of talked some things over, and had a little bit of a quieter session than normal. Tell me down in the comments, who do you want to see do the next title song for Bond 26? I want to read them, I want to talk about them. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, Merry Christmas 007.